Imagine you're relaxing at home, comfortable and at ease, when suddenly your cat approaches water, but instead of drinking or playing, it recoils as if the water is something mysterious and dangerous. Have you ever noticed this aversion in your feline friend? Why do most cats seem so uncomfortable around water? What's behind this instinctive reaction? Get ready to uncover the secrets explaining why cats dislike water and understand how their nature shapes this fascinating behavior. 1. Instinct of self-preservation. Cats are instinctive animals, and their wild nature is marked by the pursuit of survival. This behavior is strongly influenced by the need to protect themselves from predators, while also ensuring access to food and shelter. In the wild, both wild and domestic cats have a complex relationship with water, deeply rooted in their evolutionary behaviors. Predator risk. In nature, cats, both wild and domestic, tend to avoid areas near water, because these places can be dangerous. Water environments are often associated with the presence of larger predators. For example, swampy regions might have larger animals like foxes that pose a threat to a cat's safety. Hunting difficulty. When a cat enters water, its ability to hunt is hindered. Water decreases the cat's agility, makes movement noisier, and can interfere with its ability to escape or climb quickly. As a result, water becomes an environment that might be detrimental to their survival, as they are less effective hunters in such conditions. Association with danger. Water, particularly stagnant water like in lakes or ponds, may also be associated with scarce food sources, further enhancing the idea that water areas are dangerous and uncomfortable. This ancestral distrust of water is passed down to domestic cats. Even though they live in safe and protected environments, they still retain this instinctual avoidance, making them uncomfortable in wet or aquatic environments. 2. Fur adapted to dry conditions. A cat's fur, particularly in breeds with thicker coats, such as Persians or Maine Coons, plays a significant role in its aversion to water. To understand this, we must consider the function of a cat's fur in its behavior and physiology. Thermal insulation. A cat's fur serves to maintain its body temperature. The fur creates an insulating layer that keeps the animal warm and helps regulate body temperature. When a cat comes into contact with water, this insulating layer is disrupted. The wet fur loses its ability to trap heat, making the cat more susceptible to cold. Since cats are warm-blooded, being soaked can make them vulnerable to hypothermia, which is extremely uncomfortable. Sticky, hard-to-dry fur. Wet fur becomes heavy and sticky, making it harder for the cat to move freely. Cats spend a significant amount of time grooming themselves, using their tongues to clean and maintain their fur. However, when their fur is wet, it becomes difficult for them to clean it properly, leading to discomfort. Difficulty drying. Unlike dogs, which have shorter coats that dry faster, cats typically have denser fur that takes much longer to dry. Even if they clean themselves after getting wet, residual moisture can prolong the discomfort, leaving them cold and uneasy for extended periods. For these reasons, cats naturally avoid water. Keeping their fur dry and intact is essential to maintain their comfort, body temperature, and hygiene. 3. Heightened sensitivity to touch. Cats are known for their remarkable sensitivity to touch, which makes them more attuned to the physical sensations they experience. This sensitivity extends to how they perceive water. Feeling wet is uncomfortable. Cats have an acute sense of touch, especially through their whiskers, paws, and skin. The sensation of being wet is unfamiliar and uncomfortable. The water doesn't just soak the fur, it creates a sticky feeling that cats cannot ignore. For them, this is an unsettling and unpleasant experience, and they tend to avoid it at all costs. Sensitive paws. A cat's paws are highly sensitive, equipped with nerve endings and receptors that help them detect changes in their environment, such as texture and temperature. Having wet paws can be a very intense sensation for them, and many cats show clear signs of discomfort when their paws come in contact with water. They often try to avoid getting their paws wet because it alters their sense of balance and security. Impact on spatial perception. Water can interfere with how a cat perceives its body and surrounding space. Cats are extremely aware of their posture and movement, and being wet can throw them off balance. This disorientation can make them feel vulnerable and out of control, something that cats instinctively avoid. The heightened sensitivity to touch, combined with the strange and uncomfortable sensation of being wet, explains why many cats shy away from water. 4. Negative experiences with water. Negative past experiences with water are one of the most common reasons cats develop an aversion to it. If a cat has been traumatized by water or forced into uncomfortable situations, it may come to associate water with something dangerous or unpleasant. Forced baths. One of the primary reasons cats develop a fear of water is due to traumatic experiences with forced baths. Many cats are caught off guard and become stressed or even aggressive when placed in water. Being submerged or forced into water can trigger a panic response, making the cat associate water with something harmful. Even if the bath isn't painful or dangerous, the experience itself can be perceived as an invasion of personal space. Falling into water. Another common scenario is when a cat accidentally falls into water, such as a pool or lake. The shock and fear of such an experience can lead to a lifelong fear of water. Even if the cat was quickly rescued, the trauma of being submerged can leave a lasting impression, causing the cat to avoid water altogether. Confinement experience. Cats that are raised in environments with constant exposure to water, such as wet or humid areas during their kittenhood, can develop a deep-seated fear of water if they were not gradually introduced to it. A traumatic experience where they felt confined or unable to escape can result in a lifelong fear of water. These negative experiences can lead to conditioned fear, where the cat associates all water with a threat. This fear can be so profound that it's difficult for some cats to overcome. 5. Curiosity about moving water. While most cats avoid water, many have a natural curiosity about it, especially when it is in motion. This curiosity is linked to some evolutionary and behavioral factors that make flowing water more interesting to them. Instinct to seek fresh water. In the wild, flowing water from rivers or streams is generally considered safer to drink than stagnant water, as it's less likely to contain harmful bacteria or parasites. Cats have a strong instinct to seek out fresh, clean water, which makes running water, like from a faucet or a fountain, particularly attractive. Exploratory behavior. Cats are curious by nature and tend to investigate their surroundings. When they see moving water, they may be drawn to it, trying to fish with their paws or bat at the water. This behavior is more common around fountains or flowing water sources and is seen as a form of play or exploration. Interactivity. Additionally, the sound of running water can intrigue cats. They may find the movement and sound of water stimulating and entertaining, providing an opportunity to engage with their environment in a playful way. This curiosity about moving water explains why some cats are attracted to faucets or water fountains, even though they generally avoid getting wet. 6. Cats and bats. Exceptions to the rule. Although most cats dislike water, there are certain breeds and individual cats that are more tolerant of it. Breeds like the Maine Coon and Turkish Van. These breeds are more tolerant of water, and many members of these breeds are known to enjoy swimming or interacting with water. The Maine Coon, for example, has a dense, water-resistant coat, which makes it more comfortable when wet. The Turkish Van is a breed famously fond of swimming, often referred to as the swimming cat. Early exposure. Cats that are exposed to water from a young age are more likely to tolerate or even enjoy it. This exposure must be gradual and non-stressful, such as allowing them to play with water or slowly introducing them to water in a controlled environment. With time, some cats may learn to accept or even enjoy water as part of their routine. Training cats to bathe. In some cases, with patience and positive reinforcement, cats can be trained to accept baths without fear. The key to this is ensuring the experience is as calm and relaxing as possible, with gentle handling and appropriate cat-safe products. If done properly, cats may begin to associate water with positive experiences rather than discomfort. These exceptions show that, while most cats avoid water, there are a few who will tolerate or even embrace it if their early experiences are positive and gradual. Cats' aversion to water is deeply rooted in their evolutionary adaptations, instinctive behavior, and physiology. Although many cats avoid water, there are some that may grow more tolerant or even enjoy it under certain circumstances. Generally, cats avoid water due to the discomfort it causes them, the instinctual fear of danger, and the difficulty of maintaining their coat. However, there are exceptions, particularly with certain breeds and those who have been introduced to water in a controlled, positive way. So, while it's clear that most cats have an instinctive aversion to water, it's fascinating to understand the deep-rooted reasons behind this behavior. From their natural instincts for self-preservation to the discomfort of wet fur and heightened sensitivity, it's easy to see why water can be so unsettling for our feline companions. However, it's also important to remember that each cat is unique, and with positive experiences, some cats can overcome their natural aversion. So, next time your cat avoids a splash or a bath, you'll know exactly why. Understanding their behavior helps strengthen the bond between you and your pet, ensuring they feel safe, comfortable, and loved in their own little world.